Hello everyone and welcome to another speed build video. And from the title, you can see today we're doing something a little bit different. We are 1, building an airport in The Sims, and 2, we are taking an old airplane hangar and converting it into a home. But before we take off, don't forget to subscribe, turn on those notifications, and give us a like if you would enjoy seeing more content like this in the future. We have a lot of fun on the channel, right, Flynn? And you don't want to miss out. So let's prep for takeoff. We are building the runway, and I'm going to talk a little bit about these markings here on the runway. So the next time you go to fly, you'll know a little bit of what these markings mean. And my brother will be bored at the end of this video because he used to fly and he already knows all this, but for everyone else that is not familiar with aviation, you may just learn something. So these center line stripes, so basically what you would see on a road, these stripes are all the same length and the same distance apart. And this helps a pilot to judge how long the runway is. Number 2, the threshold stripes that are on either end of the runway. These will tell the pilot how wide the runway is based on how many stripes there are. And those big boxes that you see there are called aiming points, or they're 1,000-foot markers, and those indicate where it's best to touch down when a pilot lands the plane. There you go, a little bit of background on that. But also, those numbers on runways, what do those mean? So those numbers are actually based on compass bearings. So 360 degrees represents north, 90 degrees is east, 180 degrees is south, and 270 degrees is west. And so these numbers are taken and they're shortened between 1 and 36. So the numbers are also rounded up to the nearest 10 degrees. At a larger airport, if there's more than one runway going in the same direction, these runways will be labeled as the same number, but they'll be labeled with L, R, or C, so left, right, or center. Now, what I do with this runway, can you tell which direction this runway is going now from what I just told you? And I tried to kind of see where the sun was in Windenburg to kind of find out which direction this runway was facing. Let me know in the comments if you can figure out which direction that this is going. Moving on now. So we are going right now inside and working on this old airplane hangar. And these are not always called old airplane hangars. So these structures have names, and you may have heard of these, or you might be completely confused, never heard of it before. But we're going to talk a little bit about that. So a Nissen hut or a Quonset hut, one of the two. There is a little bit of difference between the two. We're going to talk about that. The Nissen hut, it began its days in the British Army in 1916. It was named after its designer, Major Peter Nissen, and it was designed as barracks and storage units for the military. Later on, the Quonset hut, and now is known as Quonset homes, was also born in a time of war. So this was developed in 1941 by the US Navy. You leaving, Flynn? For similar reasons, they needed it for storage, for barracks. He doesn't want to be here. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. So, like I was saying, before someone decided to leave, the Quonset hut was developed by the Navy. Same reasons, barracks, storage, and it was designed to be lightweight and very easy to put up. The name of the Quonset hut comes from the place of origin, which is Quonset Point in Rhode Island. So now what's the difference between these two? Because they sound the same, right? They are very, very similar. So the biggest difference between the Nissen and the Quonset hut is the Nissen has internal framework, whereas the Quonset huts are composed of arched panels that are bolted together and they have no framing. So very, very simple setup for the Quonset. These buildings now, there's been kind of more of an interest into this structure, and people are starting to build these styles. They are very affordable, they're unique, and like I said, they were designed to be easy to assemble, so this can be a DIY project. And they are surprisingly durable. So these things can withstand very, very high wind speeds because of the shape. So that's something very unique about this style. But also, they are very fire resistant, which is pretty obvious. So without having all this wood structuring going on and metal, this makes them very high in the fire resistant category. Here we go. So this is some of the background here with this style of house I decided to do. And I knew, yes, you don't have to bite me as an accident. I knew I wanted to take this in a very industrial way. I was thinking this is gonna be a nicer house, even though it was kind of taken from an old beat up hangar. These people have money. They turned this hangar into a very nice house, and I figure they have their airplane in the hangar next door. But yeah, I just really wanted to do the industrial style, and I did buy the kit for this. I had to. I knew I was going to. Because I don't know, just the image I had in my head of building this place, those couches and chairs that came with the kit, I just knew were going to be perfect. I needed it. So this is my first industrial build in a while. Is this my first one on the channel? Yeah. It was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed this. So you saw kind of the floor plan here. It was a little bit challenging because this thing is so long and narrow of trying to figure out where things were going to go. And I knew I wanted to create a lot of light. So I have these huge, like this huge dome on the top, and everything's open with tons of windows, which I mean, the wall structure in The Sims isn't very realistic. So all the windows are in there to kind of represent that big outside dome area that would have been the windows. Yeah. So I just knew I wanted to bring in a lot of light. So I wanted to position things in a way that would be realistic. So the living room, you want a lot of light there. Are you leaving again? Oh boy, Flynn. It's being a pain. Okay, getting back to the living room. The living room is where I wanted the most light. I figured if this was me living here, would I want to wake up in a bedroom with the light glaring in the morning because there's this huge sunroof? No. So I positioned the bedrooms towards the back, and that is covered. There's no glass ceilings. There's no light coming in there. There is light coming in from the big huge windows, but you can take those curtains and close that all off. So I figured that was very realistic. I did leave, as you see, the front of this as the garage. And like I said, these people have money, so they get their nice cars in there. Flynn, no one can see you over here. It's being a pain. It's a little later than usual, and I don't think he's too happy about being on camera right now. Although, I don't know. Sometimes late at night he decides to sing. I don't know. You're being weird today. All right, back to the build. So, living room right now. As you saw earlier, I created two kind of balcony areas. So the balcony on the garage side, so you can get there from the garage and go up there, and you can get there from the living room. And I made, in a little bit, you'll see an office area up there, and I figured just an area to hang out. And I kind of realized later, I put chairs up there to sit. I should have put a foosball table up there. That would have been really cool. So you could do that if you have get together, replace it with a foosball table. I was thinking about that though, that it might create a lot of noise. It is pretty open. I don't know. That might be obnoxious. Foosball's loud. Whatever. I don't know. I figured that might be a nice little place to go and read or just hang out and have your coffee. But the office here, you can take this desk and kind of position it where you want, and that was kind of back and forth on that because I didn't know if I wanted to face the garage or face outward towards the living room. I don't know. It totally depends, I guess, on your sim. Where do they want to look? At their cars? Or do they want to look at this big open area? Me, I'd want to look at the big open area, but I was kind of thinking maybe this is the man of the house and these are his cars and he just wants to look at the cars while he's working. Yeah, that was my idea. You can see Flynn is getting a little bit sleepy. He's trying to hide in my hair. I don't know. You want to go to sleep? It's not that late. Yeah, I don't know. This is Flynn lately. Sorry, he's not super entertaining. He's just tired. Yeah, here's the balcony and the chairs. I really like how this looked. I don't know. I think it turned out pretty cool. I would want to sit up there and read a book or just get some quiet. But this house is 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I did leave out the bathrooms again. It's a lot of footage for just a bathroom, even though I really like doing the bathrooms. I'm weird. I like I like bathrooms. I like a nice bathroom. I will have the pictures at the end of the video like usual, so you will see the bathrooms. I really like how they turned out. Pretty simple, not a whole lot going on, but I think I like the simplicity and kind of like the rawness of this style. I brought in one of the tubs. I don't remember. It was Jungle Adventure, I think, that has like a concrete tub, which is so cool. I love that. I love really unique stuff like that. I would love a bathtub like that in real life, even though it's the kind of man-made material like that. I don't know. I think they look really neat. That'd be really cool. Oh yeah, something else I have to address. I used Journey to Batuu in this build, and I'm so sorry for the people that have a extreme hate or hate that kit, hate that pack. Yeah, there's too much stuff I can't keep track. I'm sorry for you, those of you that hate that pack with a passion. And the big reason why I used it was for the hangar. And you'll see later, I needed those huge open doorways that came with that. It was in debug. And then you'll see, I sized it down so you can't see, but I have this big, huge open area that's not just like there's a wall missing. It actually looks like it's a hangar door. You'll see that in a little bit. So then I figured, well, since I'm using this pack for that, then I have not used it in any of my builds yet. I figured I would just go for it. And there's not a ton of stuff. These shelving units are from that pack. I really like those. Oh, I take it back. I use those in my fire department build. Whoops. That's not a huge deal. Yeah, there's more of that stuff in here. As you can see, like the models up on the dresser. What else? Oh yeah, the plants. Plants in that kit are so cool. That one huge like concrete, like, yeah, lots of concrete stuff. I really liked it, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. If you download this, and you don't have that pack, it's not going to make a huge difference. I don't know what the game would replace the hangar doors with. I don't know. I feel like you could work something out to make it work. But it's not a huge deal. These models would be gone, the shelving would be gone. That could be replaced with other shelving. Not a huge deal. A couple plants, like I said. I'm sorry. I won't use it a lot in the future. I needed to be used in this pack. There's some really cool items in it, even if you're not a fan of the gameplay. The second bedroom here I was designing for a teenage boy, as you could kind of see, with a love of airplanes. Oh, look at that. I left in the bathroom. I totally forgot about that. I thought I took it out. So yeah, that tub is so cool. I really like it. I'm kind of surprised I haven't used it in more builds. Maybe because I've done such a variety of builds, so I haven't got around to like the industrial style yet. But yeah, perfect in this. I really, really like that. And then that shower was the fitness pack, and that has some really cool bathroom stuff. Very cool, modern-y stuff. But yeah, this bathroom was, like I said, very simple. So yeah, not a lot going on. I wanted things to be a little bit more on the minimal side. So you're not gonna see a ton of clutter. I mean, I put in some stuff, but I knew I wanted to keep this pretty clean and uncluttered. Now this section, this is those windowed in areas, and I turned this side into like a gardening area. Figured that would be perfect, like a greenhouse area. And then on the other side, we turned that into like a lounge area. So I don't know, I thought that was kind of cool to use this space, since normally, if this was real life, I would have pushed out the living room further, most likely. Just had a bigger living room. But I can't do that in The Sims. So that's how this came about. Now I want to know what you all think in the comments. Would you live in a house like this? Would you consider building a house like this? Let me know. I'm interested to hear your answers. I know for some this might be too cold and industrial. This is a very lit place. There are no wrong answers. I'm just saying that. I just want to know, would you consider building this style house if it would save you money? Or would you move into one, turn it into a house, or just move into one that's already been turned into a house? Let me know. So here we go. We are outside and we are finishing up the outer runway area. I figured I'd leave this for last. I knew I had to at least establish that we actually have a runway before I did anything else. But you know, I like to leave all the landscaping and the exterior decorations for last. That's just my style. It would be interesting to, I think this would be fun, to have a lot where there's just landscaping and that's it. And then to place a house on that lot and try to make it realistic that you can't really cut down a ton of trees. You can cut down some, but then everything else has to stay where it's at, and then you have to work with nature. That could be fun. But I don't know, this is just my style of building, and I like to leave this for last. And as you know, I usually like to let you guys just enjoy this with some music, so that is what we're gonna do. We are gonna say our goodbyes. Flynn is ready to go sleep, I think. Yeah, you ready for sleep? Thanks for being here again. And like I said earlier, don't forget to subscribe and give us a like. And yeah, comment below. I want to know, would you live in this style house? Thanks for being here, and we will see you next week. Bye!
Show me what it's like to be circling among the clouds. Because without you by my side, I would be stuck here on the ground. You're lighting up the way, I can see the road ahead of me. I won't be stumbling in the dark. Your eyes are shining like the stars. I was down until you saved me, until you set me free. My eyes were closed, now I see clear as day. And I just wanted to say that you can take me high. Feels like I can fly. You can take me high. I can see the sun staring at you when you make that smile. I'm moving closer to you now. I can't get close enough somehow. And I was down until you saved me, until you set me free. My eyes were closed, now I see clear as day. And I just wanted to say that you can take me high. Feels like I can fly. I don't need anybody, I don't need anybody else. No one will ever take me, no one will ever take me away from you. I promise I will hold on to you. I don't know what I'd do without you. Without you. You can take me high. Feels like I can fly. You can take me high. Feels like I can fly. You can take me high.